You know, we've been listening to outside experts, people like Catherine and Mar, but we have a lot of our internal experts here. We have our own dream team here, as Kevin pointed out. And I want to bring out right now, I don't know if you guys realize, I think most of you do, we have an incredible program right on campus called the Concept to Market program, which is exactly what we're talking about, which was created by Cliff Rose. So we have a program right here. What's the byline is come as a student, leave as a CEO. It takes people from the very beginning, from your concept, developing a business summary, the financial plan, the marketing plan, putting it all together, real world stuff, creating your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. So we thought it would really be good for the last piece of our show here tonight, our presentation, is to bring a panel up that's, and why don't you guys come on up right now? I'm going to introduce them when they get on stage. So we have Cliff Rose, as I said, the founder and director of Concept to Market program. And on his right is the legendary Joe Sugarman, who we're going to give a full introduction this afternoon. But as Kevin said, he's a legend in the field of marketing, and we're going to tell his whole story. He's going to be delivering the keynote address at the beginning of the Big Fish competition in the afternoon. On Joe's right is Aditi Gench, who is a graduate of the Concept to Market program. And finally, Alden Rowe, right here, is also a graduate from the program. And moderating this is Tal Ron, who's is part of the Israeli Secret Service. He told me if I explained what he actually does, he'd have to kill me. So I'm going to let Tal Ron take it away. You guys go.
Thank you, Michael. We're very happy to be here, and let's introduce ourselves to our panel. Cliff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How are you, Tal?
I'm wonderful. Cliff you have been into this world of promotion and marketing and driving products into the marketplace for decades, and very successfully with the biggest brands, the most interesting people, and famous people. Tell us a bit about that, but if you could, tell us especially about what inspired you to decide to pass that torch and coach the younger generation.
Well, you know, I've been really fortunate that I've had the opportunity to work with some very big corporations over the past 30 years. And for about 12 years, I was the director of marketing for a large advertising agency in Chicago. Matter of fact, that agency sent me on a weekend seminar, and that's where I met Joe Sugarman, which really, the experience and the training, just like Kevin had the experience with Joe, was a tremendous thing to experience. But I got a chance to work with companies like Anheuser-Busch, Ralston Purina, Carnival Cruise Lines, Century 21, Air France, and companies like that, and many smaller ones. And so the experience was developing ideas and developing concepts for many of these projects, and not just in the United States, but all throughout Europe and in Australia. So it was a tremendous experience for over 30 years. And then I started to think, you know, maybe it's time to pass the mantle and start handing the torch to younger people so that they can learn the secrets and the science and the experience and the joy of flexing their creative muscle.
That is wonderful. Thank you. One of the people who got to participate in the Concept to Market Institute is Aditi. And Aditi is actually an interesting story because Aditi has already been a successful entrepreneur and having her own business for over 20 years before joining that program. And I was wondering if you could tell us within that context about your experience, the expectations you had, and how it came to be through this program.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually came to the program to learn Cliff's secrets.
Me too, by the way.
When I joined Concept to Market, I did bring in my existing business, and the goal really was to learn the tools to grow that and take it to the next level. And when I walked into the creative boardroom session, what actually happened was the creativity from the collective creativity generated by the students and the mentors there was so powerful that for me what happened was an idea actually sparked that I had had 20 years ago at the inception of my first business. And I realized that the time for that product was now. And so we're bringing it back out now. And I'm really excited about it because it has the potential to positively impact potentially millions of people and improve their well-being. So for me, I came out with another business. And I'm so grateful to Cliff as my mentor, because this whole new project of me being able to have a business that is in alignment with my passion and my dreams and goals came out of that creative boardroom.
That's wonderful. I actually spoke with our friends here and some other people who participated in this program, and this term, the creative boardroom, is something that comes up again and again. Can you please tell us more about the creative boardroom?
Sure. Originally, we hadn't planned on that dynamic developing, but we saw right away when we would get some very creative students together in a classroom, everybody had an opportunity to not just develop their own concept and see that emerge as a new business, and then follow the evolution of that concept into an actual reality, but everyone in the classroom got a chance to participate in what emerged as a creative boardroom session. And so we actually sign a legal non-disclosure agreement at the beginning of the class that what we discuss in the Concept to Market Institute stays there, because we don't know which ones of these businesses could emerge as the next Facebook or the next great business. And so not only do our students get a chance to participate in their own businesses, but everyone serves on their board in the classroom, participating on a daily basis in everyone else's business. It's a tremendous learning experience that just occurred spontaneously from bringing together so many young, dynamic people.
That's a very interesting concept because, yeah, go ahead. Because what we learn is that one can be entrepreneurial in his or her own company, but one can also act from inside a company and being entrepreneurial inside another company. One of the people who decided to follow that path is Alden. Alden works for an award-winning financial solutions company, very, very successful, have had his own several endeavors in entrepreneurship. Can you tell us a bit about the difference about being entrepreneurial and being entrepreneurial inside a company and how it worked out for you?
Absolutely. So with the creative entrepreneur, like we've been talking about, sort of skill sets and tools, a lot of different tools that you learn. A lot of those tools are universal. We kind of apply them in terms of entrepreneurial ventures, but I use them all the time, even though I'm not the head of a company. The tools of vision and creativity and how to follow projects through and time management are all incredibly invaluable tools. And everyone, no matter what situation you're in, you always have the opportunity to work as an entrepreneur, to look for ways to improve things, whether it's improve the lives of the people who you're working with, or improve the company through projects and different endeavors.
Thank you. And I heard that one of the interesting processes, and we'll talk to Joe in a moment because you really are the main event in that sense, but one of the interesting things that you learn is to write your own ads and how to approach to prospective clients and people who might be interested. I understand you wrote some very successful, interesting ads. Could you please tell us a bit about that experience?
Well, first of all, I'm the biggest failure you'll ever meet.
There you go.
I have failed more times than you can ever imagine. But anyway, I try my best. And throughout my whole life, I always said to myself, I had this strong belief that I was going to be successful. So even when I failed, I still had that strong belief. And it just carried me through my whole career. Now, the question you wanted answered is, What? I forgot.
Well, I know that part of your role, that you got to review a lot of the ads written by the students who
Oh,
participated.
right, okay. Well, let me just say one thing. If you want to be successful, you learn all of the rules. If you want to be super successful, you break the rules one by one. That's what really made a lot of my success.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So when you participate in that institute, the Concept to Market Institute, one of the things you learn is how to gain and cultivate that entrepreneurial mindset. Can you please tell us a bit, Cliff, about why is this important?
Well, the entrepreneurial mindset isn't just valuable in the business setting. The entrepreneurial mindset affects us whether we're in our daily life, whether we're becoming a professional, whether we're having a family, or in school as an academic. And it's being inspired about your own creativity and seeing and developing confidence in yourself and your ability to express your creativity, and confidence in the fact that you can be creative and develop that creativity. And that's a major component built into the Concept to Market Institute, that confidence and the ability to be flexible, because certainly we heard from Kevin how many times he starts new businesses and how many times they fail. But you have to have that drive and that conviction and that passion to continue on. And so those are qualities of the entrepreneurial mindset. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it within the bounds of someone else's corporation, that now we call an intrapreneur, which is kind of a buzz term in the business world and in the academic setting, becoming an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. And we've been very fortunate that quite a few of our students a few have started new businesses, but a few have also become successful intrapreneurs, being entrepreneurial in the bounds of someone else's business. And we're really thrilled to see that happen.
Well, there you have it. It's a wonderful program. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn about entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, and tremendous influence about how you are in business, how you manage your life, how you manage your relationships. And you can approach Cliff and he'll be happy to tell you more about it.
Glad to.